There's a fight brewing in Sacramento right now that could determine how much money California home sellers walk away with at closing, not just this year, but for decades to come. And it starts with something that happened in Los Angeles in 2022 that a lot of people are still wrapping their heads around. Let me break this down in plain language. When you sell a home anywhere in California, you pay what's called a documentary transfer tax. Statewide, the baseline county rate is $1.10 for every $1,000 of your sales price. On $1 million home, that's $1,100. That's been the standard in California for a long time. But in November 2022, voters in the city of Los Angeles passed something called Measure ULA, the so-called mansion tax. Starting April 1st, 2023, any property sale inside the city of Los Angeles above 5.4 million now carries an additional 4% transfer tax. Above 10.9 million, that jumps to 5.5%. This is on top of the existing county and city taxes that were already there. Let me give you a real number. If you sell a $6 million house inside the city of Los Angeles today, you owe $240,000 in Measure ULA taxes alone at closing on the gross sales price, regardless of what you paid for the property or what you owe on it. That number is separate from commission, title, escrow, everything else. Now, Measure ULA was sold to voters as a mansion tax, a tax on the ultra-wealthy to fund affordable housing. But a $5.4 million property in Los Angeles isn't always a mansion. It can be a mid-sized apartment building, a commercial property, a multifamily investment. Researchers at UCLA and the Rand Institute found that the tax has resulted in roughly 1,900 fewer apartment units built per year in Los Angeles since this took effect. That's the backdrop for what's happening now statewide. The Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, the group behind Proposition 13, has qualified a new initiative for November 2026 for the California ballot. It's called the Local Taxpayer Protection Act. If passed, it would cap all documentary transfer taxes in California at the original state limit, $1.10 for every $1,000, and require any future local transfer tax increase to clear a 2/3 supermajority, not a simple majority. Measure ULA would have to be wound down within 2 years. On the other side, Assemblymember Buffy Wicks just introduced AB 736 this week as a competing proposal. A statewide cap at 3%, with most cities limited to 1.5%. Her goal is to offer a legislative compromise that takes the Howard Jarvis measure off the table. As of today, the Howard Jarvis Association says they're not pulling it. So what does this mean for you as a seller in Southern California? If you're selling inside the city of Los Angeles at or above the Measure ULA threshold, this November vote could directly affect your closing costs, either by keeping the current tax in place or by triggering its removal. If you're selling anywhere else in Southern California, Long Beach, the South Bay, Orange County, you're not subject to Measure ULA today. But November's vote will determine whether any city in California can ever go down that path in the future. As a RealTrends verified top agent in Southern California, I watch every policy change that affects my client's bottom line. This one is worth understanding before you make your move. I'll be covering every development in this fight between now and the November ballot. If you have questions about your specific situation, what you'd net today, what your closing costs look like, reach out. That conversation is always free. I'm Costanza Zerbi. I'll see you in the next one.